Final Fantasy VII came out in 2008 on the PSP, and everyone was like,
I was honest with you, and I was nice to you, and I opened my arms to you. Why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to me?
The game was highly anticipated and reached critical reviews. Being a prequel to the massively successful and kind of overrated Final Fantasy VII, you know, that game, Crisis Core expanded on minor characters from the original and made everyone lose their minds because holy crap, Final Fantasy VII is back, guys! Signal the fires! The game came out during that weird time Square Enix was giving Final Fantasy VII a bunch of side content. From a full-length movie to a really emo, edgy spin-off game, Crisis Core was the cherry on the cake and was thought to be a sign that the Final Fantasy VII remake was indeed coming. Of course, that proved not to be the case until about 7 years later. Why are you like this, Square? But even though 7 is considered one of the best JRPGs of all time, Crisis Core didn't disappoint and is deemed one of the best prequels and games on the PSP. Mainly because the game holds your heart hostage through the whole thing, because big spoiler reasons, but let me just say that it's I'm suffering. This game really hurts a lot, guys. Give me a second. Oh god. Oh, here they come the waterworks. But anyway, if you're new to this game for some reason, here are a few basic tips, tricks, and heads up for people who don't know about this game. So you play as Zack Fair, the best thing to happen to Final Fantasy, a young optimistic soldier first class working for Shinra's private advanced military sector called, well, Soldier. Shinra isn't very creative with names, guys. But all Zack wants is to become a hero and do his job well, because he's a good boy who goes to sleep on time and eats his vegetables. But after being dispatched to Wutai to do a thing, Zack's mentor, another soldier first class Angeal, disappears out of nowhere. Not sure what the heck he's going on, Zack is assigned to find Angeal and another missing soldier first class Genesis, because they be doing shady crap together. Oh, and also Sephiroth tags along with you too, because this is a prequel before he goes all crazy and starts murdering people. Ah yes, this is much more familiar. But it's soon revealed that Angeal and Genesis are out to destroy Shinra, and it's all up to Zack to help find a way to save his former colleagues while still protecting his soldier honor. And, well, things get a lot more complicated than that, obviously, but you know, gotta keep these things a surprise because of reasons. But along the way, you'll meet Squat Poop's mentally challenged fruit, a buffet of feathers, pretentiously poetic monologues, over-the-top action that'll make you go, oh shit! Romance.
You've got mail.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe she's gonna murder everyone else later. Copy and paste enemies. Not Axel from Kingdom Hearts. Awkward flirting and embracing your dreams. But check out that booty, though. Now, while Crisis Core ties in heavily to the original Final Fantasy VII, it's not 100% necessary to know Final Fantasy VII's story to understand what's going on. The game, however, assumes you do know and won't really explain who or what things are, and often kind of relies on your nostalgia for some more impactful moments. Oh my god. That bench was in the original game. Regardless, the main thing you need to know is that the Shinra Electric Company is a massive monopoly-like organization that gets its energy from the life stream, the planet's life source. And not too many people are happy about that, but Shinra doesn't give a crap, and they have two quote-unquote protective groups that they own to take care of their dirty work. That would be Soldier, the enhanced military people, and then the Turks, a secret agent-like group that just stands around in suits looking really cool. But even if you know the Final Fantasy VII story, some things are kind of unclear, and personally, it just feels like parts of the main story are missing. Either it be missing scenes or general information. Some things, I don't know, are just like, wait, what? What about the dude who, Wait just a darn second! Back up! What is going on? But overall, the plot is cohesive and emotional, and while characters' motives are a little unclear with some corny moments here and there, Crisis Core delivers some great character development and really complements the original Final Fantasy VII, giving more detail to the world and characters and will make you burst into tears by the end. Oh, it always gets me. I'm sorry. Woo! Yikes. Alrighty, so while Final Fantasy VII was this massively long, awe-inspiring, expansive, customizable, open-world JRPG that let you explore to your little heart's content, Crisis Core does none of that. I mean, the game is still very much a JRPG with the swords and over-the-top hair, and yeah, but design-wise, things are rather linear, to be honest. You constantly move from one area to another to progress the story, and often all that's required to move on is just go here, kill the thing, or interact with a dude-outer person, run from point A to B to Watch Zach click-clop his way through pathways, but it's not that bad of a view, I'm not complaining. And/or hang out with Flowers McGee over here.
Hello?
Of course, as linear as things are, the game does give you some leeway. People make it kind of obvious where you have to go in order to progress a story, but you have the choice not to do it right away and defy the system, man. The game is full of extras and side content that can only be accessed then and there if you decide to dink around for a little bit, and if you want to see everything, you have to be thorough, guys, because points of no return. Hey lady, calm down. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Relax, it's not that bad. You literally scream after everything I say. It's annoying. Actually, how'd you get in my house? What are you doing? Get out. Oh, come on. Don't cry. Come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, God. No, please, no. Put it down. No, please, put down the gun. Deborah, no! Anyway, points of no return are a thing. Crisis Core is full of points of no return, and there is no point in the game where you get some airship to come back to areas. Nah, man, once it's done, it's done. So when the game gives you freedom to walk around, use it. Oh God, hang on to what little freedom you have. It's more precious than you know. Of course, most of the game you'll be sent on missions by Shinra to investigate parts of the world, and eventually things kind of streamline from there. Each area acts as its own level, and occasionally you need to activate switches to continue or kill specific enemies, and yeah. But like I said, the game does make it painfully obvious where you're supposed to go. What does it mean? It doesn't hurt to talk to people though either. They chatty as crap, but often people will give you items and important information that are the key to progressing and unlocking side content if you wanna. So stand back, ladies, and let me show you how it's done.
Then I'm gonna murder everything and anything about a boom, about a bing. I gotta do a lot of things to make it clearer to a couple niggas that I always win.
Now, you're going to be spending an awful lot of time fighting, and it's really the main focus of the game. Now, you only play in Command Zack throughout the entire game, and as you walk around, you engage into battle randomly, and you enter combat mode. And get ready to hear this about 10 billion times.
Debating combat mode. Debating combat mode. Debating combat mode. Debating combat mode.
Debating combat mode. Activating combat mode. Debating 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 combat mode.
Now, the gameplay is real-time action, and you have a series of attacks and abilities you can equip in the menu, and if you click the attack, ta-da, you'll do the attack right then and there, and then voila, you did it, you killed something, congrats for murder. Now, you can run around and dodge to your little heart's content, and just pro tip, always dodge. Enemies will typically signal before they do a strong attack, and being the fast, slim hottie that you are, you can dodge most, if not all, big attacks. Now, the basics of combat are explained pretty well, but being a JRPG and all, the game loves its numbers and stats. Abilities either take up MP or SP, so you can't spam attacks left and right. And depending on what you have equipped, whether it be abilities or items, Zack will do more damage per attack, or have higher defense, yeah. It's really what you make of it, to be honest, but basically, the higher numbers you have, the better, so make sure you keep an eye on all this. Now, Zack does level up and get stronger over time, but it's not the typical just kill stuff and you gain experience. No, Crisis Core has an incredibly unique system called the Digital Mind Wave, or DMW for short, and well, yikes. Just yikes. To give you an idea as to how unpredictable this thing is, the creators put it in the game because they love pachinko machines. No, really, this is a thing they admitted, so God help you. Basically, every now and then, the system will spin either the same character or number, and depending on what you get, you either level up your overall stats, your abilities, or use a limit in combat, which is basically a big strong attack or buff that helps you out like crazy, and you do have to watch the animations every time, but lordy is it satisfying. But they are completely random. But hey, maybe if you believe hard enough or wish upon a star, they will happen often because they really affect if you win or lose, or if you're crazy overpowered throughout the whole fight. Oh yeah, this seems a little unfair. Be real, the DMW looks very complicated, but no, you have no control over it in the slightest. You gain more character limits as you progress through the game, and if you complete certain side quests, then you can add more people for better limits. But when it comes to actually controlling the darn thing, it ain't gonna happen, kiddo. The thing has a mind of its own.
Machinations of my mind are an enigma.
Now, limits are the most useful, but during battle, the DMW gives you little perks. They're kind of subtle about it, but it gives you things like magic not costing anything, all your physical attacks are critical, or everything you hit gets down and funky. to the buffs it gives you and use the crap out of them when you can because they are time limited. Now, outside of combat, the game is just walking around, no jumping or nothing, so don't worry about it. However, the game has a really bad habit of bringing in random gimmicky game mechanics. They tutorialize them, maybe give you some practice time, you do the thing, and then it never shows up ever again. I'm not sure why they do this, but don't panic about them because half the time you can mess up like crazy and the game will be like, okay, you tried, here's your ribbon, you did it, claps for Zach, now let's get back to the actual game. You hope you had a good time, kids. Now, having good attacks and beefed up stats are the key to beating the crap out of people. Abilities like magic and physical attacks come in the form of materia, some of which you can buy and some of which you can pick up while you explore. But you can only have a certain amount of materia equipped on you at a time. Now, all that stuff aside, it's really important what materia you pick because they do level up the more you use them, assuming the DMW behaves like a good boy. But just have the materia that works for your playstyle and not just pick the most quote-unquote powerful attacks you have. And also, just throwing this out there, Thunder is really overpowered, personally, just saying, because you can spam it and it also goes through anything and it's really fast. Also, you have a crap ton of ethers, you just keep going and going and going. That's how I got through the game and I'm doing just dandy, kids! What's neat about materia, though, is that you can fuse them together to make newer and better materia and have the coolest attacks in town. Beware, evildoers! Fear my power! Fusing materia is very important, and in order to fuse more powerful crap, you do need to mix leveled up materia for the best effects. Now listen, I'm not gonna cover all the recipes, there's an awful lot, and I'm not exactly the best at fusing myself ever since the incident. But I don't recommend fusing willy-nilly because you don't want to waste those beautiful, sexy, gorgeous rocks you got there. So links below for the full materia fusing guide. On top of that, you can use healing items during battle, and you can buy items in the menu at any time as long as you have money, which you'll totally have money, trust me. And the game store is totally broken. If you just load up on ether, somas, and potions like crazy, then you never have to worry about running out of MP or SP. Ever. You can for reals buy an endless amount of items at any time. Like, there it is, it's right here, in the menu. At any time. Always. So don't any of you complain about running out of anything because I won't believe you. So just stock up, kiddo, and get killing. Now, the main story of the game will keep you on your toes, but Crisis Core has a crazy amount of optional side missions you can choose to do at any time in the menu as long as you're at a save point. Doing missions can help you level up, gain better materia, and as stated earlier, gain you more characters for the DMW. He's gorgeous! More missions open up as you go through the game, but don't worry about order or nothing. Some of the missions can get really hard, don't get me wrong, but you can pick whatever you want in any order, and everything will be all fine and dandy. But it is a baby bit intimidating having so many options. Oh my god, just look at this thing, it's holy crap. Oh god, it keeps going! Now, the missions themselves are always the same with just different enemies and locations, although occasionally you get some story bits in a few missions, but overall, yeah, everything is just kind of the same. A little baby bit tedious, actually. All you have to do is find either an item or a certain enemy on the map. And pro tip, the enemy or item you need to get is the only thing you can see on the map when you're not in combat mode. Hello. Now, some areas are kind of linear with tunnels and stuff, so you can't see a whole heck of a lot, but keep your eyes peeled and don't forget to check your map. And most of the time, the thing you need is gonna be at a dead end or something. Now, missions are the key to unlocking some extras in the main game, so links below for the mission guide, because Lord knows I don't have time to explain all this crap. I mean, just look at this thing. God. Now, I'll be real, Crisis Core can be beaten at a pretty low level if you man up and put your big boy diaper on, and chances are you're gonna pass most of the side content, and with that being said, the game is designed to be replayed several times over. New Game Plus is totally a thing, and if you're one of those crazy, I gotta have all my materials because I have a rock fetish kind of people, New Game Plus is where you'll have the most luck. Don't panic if you don't have everything leveled up by the end of the game. Trust me, you're gonna be just fine. I'm a pro. Some stuff is only available during New Game Plus though, so if you're down to cry over and over and over again and sell your soul to this game, you'll be able to max out everything. Oh yeah, and you also have mail. It's in the menu and you get little notifications while walking around and you can read stuff people send you and, well, it's mail. You can't reply and people just kind of send you whatever and it's not needed for anything at all. I don't know, it's kind of cool if you like reading. That's something. Although some people can get kind of creepy in the letters. It's a little uncomfortable sometimes. Okay, so here are some tips and things you should know before you get started. Hitting enemies in the butt gives you critical hits, so get behind them and get going. The materia hunting missions are a must, so get on them for a little spunky surprise. Eventually you'll get items that increase your chances of gaining certain character limits. Links below so you can spam healing wave and break the game. The higher the DMW wave, the better, so try to go into bosses with a high wave by doing random missions or fighting lesser enemies beforehand. Keep your health up, as in not down, as in don't die. do it. Make sure to switch out your equipment for the latest and greatest crap, and depending on what you need at the time. Don't be afraid to use remedies. If you have any status ailments, you can always buy more. Make sure to heal after every fight in the menu, because Zack has got to take care of himself. He's the most beautiful child in the world. Please take care of my son, guys. I'm begging you. Use a Phoenix down before you die in battle, but be sure to use them wisely if you get them. Thunder is overpowered. This is your PSA again. You know, just saying. It's good, guys. I'm just gonna throw it out there again. It's really good. Also, Assault Twister. That's pretty good. And Barrier and Regain. There's a lot of good materia, guys. Just try stuff out. The game sends you to your last save if you die. So try not to die and save a lot. Voila. And last but not least, make sure to have a box of tissues with you at all times, because it gets pretty rough. Wait, God, not the music. Please don't play the, God. Don't do this to me, Square! So while Crisis Core deviated from the structure of the original Final Fantasy VII, the game still delivered an incredible experience in a familiar but unique way. Square created the story that needed to be told and expanded on some of its more important missing elements from the classic Final Fantasy VII. Crisis Core may not be perfect, but it is a worthy prequel that showed the pain and suffering of some of our favorite characters, giving us a real perspective on the franchise and letting us know that the price of freedom is steep. And it's also a really good game, guys. I'm just throwing that out there. And I hope this Basics Beginner's Guide makes your gaming experience a little better. So please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Hey, how's it going? Did you like this video? Well, if you did, why don't you go watch another one, you nerd? Also, why don't you go follow me on Twitter so you can keep up to date on what's gonna happen next? Wanna watch me get the footage I need for these videos? Head on over to my Twitch so you can see me play games and talk to chat where no one is safe. And this episode's Patreon shout-out goes to Barry Donnelly. Thank you so much for pledging, and don't forget to embrace your dreams. If you want to support me directly and be a major part of making these videos, go pledge to my Patreon and waste your money on YouTube trash. If you have any tips for this game or any future games, please leave me a comment, tweet me, or send me a message. Later, you big nerds!